Besides Striker classified 6-piece, one of the best survivalist builds in this game for PvP and PvE is gonna be Nomad 6-piece classified. This build gives you such a huge amount of health on kill and health regen even in combat, both for PvP and PvE. But today I'm gonna show you my PvE build for Nomad classified 6-piece that you guys saw me soloing the legendaries and you guys been asking me for this video. Hello everybody, my name is McGuns and let me show you my build for PvE Nomad. This is gonna be my build for Nomad. This build consists a lot of health on kill and headshot damage to get me through the legendary solo. Before I show you what I have on the pieces, you want to have around 4,000 electronics, that way you can unlock one talent that I'm gonna show you in a second. Stamina, I would like to keep it around 5,400 stamina, and firearms I like to keep it around 6,000 firearms. If you don't know what the Nomad does, the Nomad classified has a lot of survivability in the bonus sets. The first bonus is going to be set bonus 2, we're going to give you 15% health on kill. Set bonus 3 is going to give you Nomad Resolve, which is grant a constant small amount of healing, allowing the user to regenerate all segments of health during combat. The set bonus 4 have Path of the Nomad. When receiving fatal damage, you are instead healing to the full health, can occur every 4 minutes. The set bonus 5 gives you 10% more health on kill, and it gives you improved Nomad Resolve, which is increase the amount of healing from Nomad Resolve. Nomad Resolve will now overheal. The set bonus 6 gives you Nomad Luck, which is 15% of chance to have no cooldown on a Path of the Nomad when playing solo. Take 60% less damage for 10 seconds after the Path of the Nomad is triggered. With all this set bonus, Nomad is probably one of the best survivalist builds that you can find in this game. The set by itself gives you already 25% health on kill, plus your health is always regenerating, especially in combat, where it doesn't happen in any other set. On top of that, your health can regenerate all the way to full health and overheal yourself. But the cherry on top of the cake is gonna be Nomad Luck. This is what everybody loved the most about Nomad. Nomad Luck basically gives you 50% chance of not having a cooldown when your Path of the Nomad activates. That basically is gonna give you extra life on this build when you play either PvP or PvE. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about what do I have in this build to make it work in the way I do. Starting off with the chest piece. On the chest piece I went with stamina and then major attribute health on kill and enemy armor damage. The reason I went with health on kill is because for the Nomad you already have 25% health on kill, plus this 5 is gonna make it 30% health on kill, and I prefer going to health on kill over health because as I keep killing the NPCs I'm gonna get such a good amount of healing back that is no need for the health, I think, in my book on this build. Enemy armor damage is straightforward. You're not gonna have a lot of damage in this build. You're gonna have to look for damage over the sets, that way you can put a lot more damage against the NPCs. The minor attribute is just straightforward, just put ammo capacity. For the mask I went with firearms, and then major attribute I went with enemy armor damage. On the major attribute you could go here with critical chance or health on kill, but I'm gonna keep this build with a cap of 35% health on kill. Plus, like I said, this build you're not gonna be able to put a lot of damage, so you're gonna have to look in the set where I can put more damage. And enemy armor damage is always good against PvE. I'm not gonna choose critical hit chance over enemy armor damage because in PvE I highly recommend getting enemy armor damage over critical hit chance and critical hit damage. You're gonna do a lot more damage with enemy armor damage against NPCs, especially because the gun that we're gonna use as a main weapon is gonna be an assault rifle, which has naturally enemy armor damage. The minor attribute is straightforward, just go with damage to elite. In the mask altogether is probably where we're gonna have a huge amount of damage that we can put against the NPCs for this build. On the knee pads we went with stamina, and then major attribute health. On the major attribute there is enemy armor damage in here, but it's only 4%. So in here I prefer going with that 16,000 health, because the knee pads is where you're gonna get a huge chunk amount of health compared to the backpack. On the minor attribute I went with shock resistance, bleed resistance, and damage to elite. The resistance it all depends on what you get, but I highly recommend trying to get damage to elite in here. It's gonna help you a lot against the NPCs. On the knee pads is where you're gonna get this huge chunk of damage to elite, so I highly recommend trying to get it in here on the minor attribute. For the backpack I went with electronics to help me accommodate that 4,000 electronics. Like I said, I'm gonna need that 4,000 electronics to unlock one of the gun talents. And then major attribute stability, and the reason why I went with stability, even though a lot of people say PC is easy to aim, I'm not gonna go over that, but it's not easy as you think. So sometimes on some builds I use some stability on the backpack, and if you need help controlling your gun, especially the lightweight M4, put some stability on your backpack. The minor attribute is straightforward, just go with ammo capacity. On the gloves I went with firearms, and then major attribute enemy armor damage and assault rifle damage and health on kill. In here I had critical hit chance instead of health on kill. It was working fine, but I changed it for health on kill because on this build I'm using an assault rifle. I do not have a lot of critical hit chance and critical hit damage on this build, so I feel like health on kill is gonna accommodate a lot better. At least for me, is working better instead of critical hit chance. But if you need a little bit more damage, just put critical hit chance on here instead of health on kill. On the holster, just max out everything, and then major attribute go with reload speed. Before here I used to put critical hit chance, but on PvE I like to go reload speed nowadays, because I learned that with the reload speed I'm gonna be able to reload my gun faster and keep on firing for more often, which means as I keep on firing I reload faster, I fire, that means it's gonna be more DPS theoretically for my build. My two guns of choice are the lightweight M4. My main gun is gonna be this lightweight M4 with predatory, ferocious, and destructive. For this primary weapon I recommend having something different from predatory on this build specifically, because this build already has a huge amount of health that you're getting from health on kill and health regenerate, so you do not need the predatory specifically for this build. So I recommend going with deadly or brutal instead of predatory, and then add them with ferocious and destructive. Unfortunately I do not have that gun, so for now I'm just gonna go with this weapon for now. My secondary is gonna be this assault rifle with commanding, brutal, and determined. Determined is gonna help me get my signature skill back faster, and commanding is a talent that I'm not gonna explain in this video, but I'm coming with a video explaining how commanding is super useful in some specific situations. The mods for my guns are gonna be mostly headshot damage. I play on PC. I think you can land shots a little bit easier on PC, so if you can land shots on the NPCs, that's gonna help you a lot better than critical hit damage. So that's why I have a lot of headshot damage on this build. The muzzle is gonna be headshot damage, critical hit chance. The optic is gonna be headshot damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage. The underbarrel is gonna be reload speed, stability and accuracy. And the magazine is gonna be magazine size, critical hit chance, and rate of fire. Now, if you are on console like I used to play on console before, I highly recommend to go with critical hit damage on the major instead. I would go with something like the loud vent break, which has critical hit damage, headshot damage, and critical hit chance. And on the optic, I will go with something like the reflex sight that has critical hit chance as a major, which is go like critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and headshot damage. With that said, going for the mods that I use in this build, all of the mods are gonna be damage to elite mods. It's gonna be these purple mods that you see on my builds. These ones I'm using are firearms mods, some firearms, some stamina mods, depending where I need to achieve these numbers on top. But the most important, they are damage to elite mods. This one specifically is firearms, and then 3% damage to elite mods. The maximum is going to be 4%, so look up for those and make sure you grab them because they are super rare to find. On my abilities, I go with the tactical scanner, pulse, and the flashbang sticky bomb. Signature skill, I'm not gonna tell you specifically which one to use because I'm always changing between them. I'm always using the one or the other depending on the situation or type of mission that I'm playing on. For the talents, I went with critical save, which is use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. Believe it or not, I'll always leave my health go all the way down, that way I can use a medkit. I'm one of those guys that barely use a medkit, and when I'm using it, it's always when I'm almost dying. That way I take advantage of this talent. My second one is going to be tech support. Kill a hostile while any skill is deployed to extend any skill duration by 10%. This one is super helpful. When I pulse, if I keep killing NPCs, my pulse is gonna stay up for a really long time as long as I keep killing the NPCs. On the move, as you guys know, I move a lot, so kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 15% for 10 seconds. I'm always taking advantage of this talent because I'm one of those guys that doesn't like to stay in cover for too long. Sometimes I take cover, but most of the time I'm moving, trying to kill NPCs as I move. My last talent is going to be one is none. Headshot the hostile to have 15% chance not to consume the bullet. So this one basically, as I keep headshotting the NPCs, is going to give me more bullets. So basically it's going to give me 50% more bullets to my magazine as long as I keep hitting my headshots. But yeah guys, this is basically it. This is my build for Nomad. This is a updated version from the console that I used to play. This is one I play on PC. You can still play this one on console too, but instead of headshot damage I would put more critical hit damage on this build on the weapon mods. I like playing with this build. It gives me such a good amount of health on kill and survivability that I almost don't miss the striker build. This build doesn't have the same amount of damage as striker, but you do have a better survivability with this build. So if you guys enjoy this build, if you guys want to see some action with this build, I have some solo legendaries runs with this build on my channel, and I hope you guys watch it and you guys enjoy it. So that's it guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like, it helps me a lot, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.